92.7 WOBM. We are joined today by the one and only Colin Hay joins us today to talk about music and, of course, some of the things going on, including trips here to Jersey and performing here in the Garden State. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning to you. I played in the Garden State last night, actually.
I know you did. You were right in Ocean City, right there on the boardwalk, weren't you?
I was.
I was at the premiere of your documentary in Asbury Park at the Asbury Park Music and Film Festival, where you appeared. We saw the documentary, and then you did a short performance and Q&A afterwards. What a fantastic thing. I mean, it was really great to be a part of that. I really felt like we got to know you. We got to see a little behind the scenes maybe we didn't know, and it was a really cool experience. I guess, was it the same for you putting that documentary together?
Yeah, well, mainly just the end of it wasn't. I mean, I was the subject of it. But it was really the efforts more of the director, really, more than I wasn't incredibly closely involved in putting it together. But they did a lot of filming. But it was an interesting process to watch come together. Looking at all the men at work, success, and then I think with a lot of people, what's interesting, success is fantastic, and it's interesting in itself. But often, what happens after that is challenging for a lot of people who have that kind of success, and then it's really what do you do after that if that fades to a degree. So
yeah.
It's really a piece about that, which I think is what a lot of people liked about it, because we all have brilliant moments that we think are going to that's going to be it for the rest of our lives. That we're going to maintain that.
Yeah.
And, more often than not, that's not the case. But yeah, I think it was an interesting piece, documentary, if you like.
Yeah, I enjoyed the whole afternoon though, because it was the music.
See what happens with it. They've sold it now, I believe, so it'll get distributed, and people will get to have a look at this, look at it if they want.
Yeah, it was very cool having you there and everything too for the Q&A afterwards, and just some of your stories about life and music, and obviously you played music as well. It was fantastic. So I was glad to be a part of that. Let me ask you. Your latest, CD, your latest album, do we even call it CDs anymore? Next Year People. My favorite song is Did You Just Take the Long Way Home? And if I remember correctly, you said that was a song sort of about your mom and time you guys spent together. If I'm remembering correctly from when you were telling that story.
Well, there was an intersection called the Five Ways where that's the connection between my mama and the song was really on a Sunday. Sometimes my mother and I would go and we would get these farmhouse eggs. This farm, which was about 40 minutes from where we lived, and on the way back we had to go through this intersection called the Five Ways, and she often used to take the wrong turning, and I never used to tell her that she was going the wrong way, because it meant that we always got back on the right road, but it took about 15 or 20 minutes longer. So I got to spend more time with my mother, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And when I was writing that song with my friend Michael, I wrote that song with a friend of mine called Michael G. And we were writing the song about this guy whose wife is gone, and the fact that in the cold light of day he knows that she's gone, but at nighttime that image came to mind of just somebody taking the wrong turning at the Five Ways, and so he sometimes fantasized that she was coming home. She just taken the wrong turning, and eventually she would turn up. So that's where that came from.
Very nice. The album is really cool. I thought that the first track, Trying to Get to You, sounded like something that you could have done with Men at Work, 20, 30 years ago. I mean, it just kind of had that sound to it, which was reminiscent of, and then there's other songs that are totally more distinctive, Colin. But, it's a really cool album. And I guess we get a good chunk of the album when we go see you live, right?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I mean, that song, Trying to Get to You, was it's a pop. Well, it's an attempt at a pop song, really. As much of a pop song as somebody who's 62 years old can come up with. But it was really like I really loved trying to write a song which was an acoustic pop song, which they used to do so well. You know, if you look at, say, you know, like Nowhere Man or songs like that,
Yeah.
you know, which was just so brilliant. But they were acoustic guitar driven and with great melodies. That's what we were attempting to at least try and come close to something like that. With you know, you might as well have high aspiration levels. You know.
Yeah. Let me ask you. Thursday night, you're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm looking at my notes here. Is this going to be a repeat of a show that's already aired, or is this a brand new performance you're going to be? Because I know you've been on with Jimmy a couple of times.
Yeah, I've done it, but this performance hasn't been shown before.
Okay, so this is going to be live then Thursday night. We're going to get to see you.
Yes.
Very cool. Do you like doing the late night shows?
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly right. Get out there and do your thing. You're going to be coming to Jersey. Coming up later, let's see, coming up this Friday, you're going to be in Newton, New Jersey at the Newton Theater. And then in January, you're coming back. You're going to be at the Bergen Performing Arts Center. And by the way, this weekend, Sunday and into Monday, you're also going to be in New York City, which is not a very far ride for us, at the City Winery. So you're going to be all over the place for the next couple of days here in our area.
Indeed. Yeah, well, this is just a tour of the Northeast, and I have my band with me this time, which is a beautiful band. And so we started the tour. We bookended the tour of the City Winery. We started the tour of the City Winery. Then we're going around the Northeast. We're playing in Annapolis tomorrow, and you know, like you said, a few other dates in Wilmington and. Where you mentioned.
Yes, and Newton, and then back in January, you'll be back here again just after the new year. If you want more details, go to colinhay.com. You can get all the tour information. It was funny, I was looking at your Vegemite video that you put up on Facebook because I've always wanted, I haven't tasted Vegemite yet, and I know you say in the video, look, you can find it anywhere, you can Google it and all that. I just haven't had a chance to do it, but I was watching you toast with the butter and the Vegemite and a little bit of the avocado. You know, I may go with that route when I do finally get to the Vegemite.
I think you should follow that route. I don't think you'll be unhappy if you do that.
Hey, let me ask you, I got to ask.
Have a poached egg as well if you want.
Yes, you were mentioned the poached egg. At the height of Men at Work,
that's really deluxe.
You guys were doing live shows. How many folks would you say was the largest crowd you played in front of? I mean, thousands and thousands. What was the biggest?
Sydney Olympics was the biggest crowd, but that was a televised audience as well. But in the stadium, there was about 160,000 people. But the viewing audience was 2 billion because we closed the closing ceremony of the Sydney Olympics.
Yeah. I mean, that was just huge back in the day.
As big as I'll ever do, I think.
Yeah. You think that may be the biggest that you do ever?
Well, no, I can't think of anything that would, unless I get asked to do another Olympics, which would be nice. But the Sydney Olympics was pretty special.
Yeah. Well, the latest album is next year, people. Is there anything in the works coming up? Do you have another album that's on a sketch pad somewhere that you're working on, or are we going to go with this for a little bit?
I have a bunch of songs that I'm very, very excited about, I have to say. But yeah, I have a new record in March, I believe, it's going to be released. So
very nice.
After this little tour, I'm going home and going to be working on that record for the next 2 or 3 months.
Well, you can check out everything you want about Colin Hay, Men at Work, all that good stuff at colinhay.com. As I said, this Friday at Newton Theater in Newton, New Jersey, and then you'll be back in January. And who knows, you like coming to the Jersey Shore. Maybe we'll see you pop up somewhere here along the shore in between there somewhere.
Yeah, the Northeast is very good to me, I have to say. And so, I have a lot of fans here, so I always love coming back.
I heard nothing but good things waiting online to get into the House of Independence that day for your performance and documentary. Folks were nothing but that
was a great day. I loved that. That was very cool.
Yeah, that was very neat, and everybody had great things to say. And Colin, continued success. We love the music, and we will talk to you soon, and maybe we'll even see you very soon. All right, take care. There he is. Colin Hay. Go to his website, colinhay.com, for more information. And he'll be on Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow night, Thursday night performing. So you check him out on Jimmy Kimmel Live on ABC in New Jersey this week and then back in January. Got to do a little Men at Work, I think, while we're at it here. Here's Colin Hay and the gang on WOBM.